Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Power Year 4 reading for the month of June 2020. Okay, fours. All right, just let's do a little review on what your number means, and of course, if you are a 4, it means you're in the month of 1, new beginnings. Very exciting, fours. Now, 4 is a great year, you know that, and you know that it is a building block year. It's where you, in all areas of your life, it's building the ground floor or the future of relationship, of where you're living, of your job, of your career. You know what else is interesting about 4? It's which direction to go, north, south, east, west, and which month to do it in. Spring, summer, fall, winter. So it's a lot of power in this year, and you've got it, fours. Now you're in the month of new beginnings in June, so it's going to be fun to see. I'm going to shuffle these cards right now because we're going to start like we usually do with business, and then go to relationship, and then go to whatever question you have in your mind. But it's going to be fun to see where the new idea or the new structure, the new actual person or job fits into your life. So let's take a look, fours. Let's start with business, and let's take a look at our number 4s who are working, who are presently working at a job. Let's see what the perception of you is at work, or what do we need to know? What do we need to know, fours, about you and your present position? Okay, fours. Now, what I feel like I have here for you is you're coming into the month of June with a little bit of fear of the future, a little bit of anxiety about the future. Could also be a little bit of depression about the future, because I feel like things are going to get better this month at work. Things are going to get better. One of the things that's happening out in our universe right now is the COVID virus, and perhaps things lightening up a little bit, where we will be able to do more, and so perhaps you'll be able to do more at work, and things will go back maybe a little bit more normal. And I think that you're going to make headway in the workplace, but you are not going to be completely satisfied, fours. There's more that you want to do. So I have this card that's coming up, and I think that some of you may be deciding to make a change. And I'm not, it actually is the card. I'm not just saying that because you're in this month of new beginnings. That is a good old-fashioned coincidence, which of course isn't a coincidence, during this reading. I really do feel like you either want a complete change, or you want to get on the road, or you want to change to a different facility or office, or you want to start your own, I don't know, you want to be in charge of a certain area that is more independent, and you're responsible for your own motivation. It's that kind of a thing. For you're starting to see, I think, where the money is, where the support is, where more satisfaction would be found. And I feel like you're actually going for it. There's no hesitation. There may have been hesitation up to this point, but I feel like you're going to jump at something, because it's going to become clearer to you what you want, and or where the money is for you. Wow. Okay, Forrest, let's take a look at those of you who are looking for employment in this month of June. And um, also, you're going to find, Forrest, that some of the words are going to be um, are going to fit scenarios for many of you that I say. It might be that you've put out different resumes. It might be that you're waiting to hear from someone. It might be that you've already made contact and been offered something and you're waiting to hear, or you're offered something while you're working someplace else. So go ahead and tweak the reading according to your situation. Now we're shuffling these cards for fours who are looking for work. Okay. So, okay. So far what I have fours here is, and I think this is good advice, is you're not getting a direct yes or no about things that you would like to pursue or have pursued or are actually in the midst of doing. You're just not getting, you're getting mixed signals and you're getting different answers. Well, maybe when this changes, and you have delayed success card here, and the card usually represents a 9, and so that could be in 9 days or the 9th of a month, or it could be September, something like that. So you do have delayed success, but what I would suggest to you, fours, is not to be hasty. Not to be hasty with making any changes until it's a sure thing, or accepting something until it's a sure thing. Say, for example, you get 2 offers and one seems like it's super duper, but they don't know when it's going to start, and the other one is a sure thing. In this particular moment in this reading, it's like, take the sure thing, do the sure thing, because you're really not, it could take much longer for you to get this other thing that's better. And that's 9 whole months. You could be working for something else and say, well, okay, I'd rather be working or stay where I am and have money coming in, or a job, because you know what they say, it's easier to get a job when you have a job. It just looks better. Now, what's very nice about this, fours, is that you have a great relationship with either who you're working for or have worked for, if there are changes ensuing, or a contact that you have made, or the aptitude for the job that you think you have. There's great energy there as far as your intuition being correct about choices that you'd like to pursue. And so definitely don't doubt yourself. It's the other side that are indeed not giving you a straight story or straight facts, and maybe they don't want to lose you either, so they keep making it sound a little bit better than it is. And maybe a lot of people do that because they're trying to be optimistic. So, or they have a virus on their hands and don't really know when things are going to go back to normal, or when that budget is going to be okay again for you. So it does look like there is hesitation as far as the kind of movement that you want, but it is coming. It's just a little delayed. Fours, let's take a look at relationships for you, and let's take a look at how your relationship's going. If you are in a relationship, so we have fours who are in relationships right now. Let's take a look how those relationships are going. What can we expect from those relationships in this month of June, which is a month of new beginnings? There's some confusion here, fours, with you, because I feel like you're like, all right already, are we gonna, is this, is this gonna happen? Is this going to move forward? Are you ever going to get a divorce? Are you ever going to get a separation? I have this justice card, and it can mean something on a legal end, or it can mean with working with somebody who, you're in a relationship with someone who just works for the government, or who works in a legal capacity. It's just, I feel like you want an answer of something. You want an answer to something in this relationship, and you're going to have to push to get it. And I feel like you're going into this feeling very hesitant and a little bit chicken to bring up what's bothering you, to bring up what you need. There's a lot of emotion hanging on to this. And after the Justice card, I have a lot of guilt feelings. So let's just back up and go to this Justice card. A feeling that I get from this card is that this person will do what they want in their own sweet time. So you don't have to feel guilty, or you don't feel like you are being pushy just by suggesting and putting out there and making it crystal clear what it is you want. Because this person's not going to budge if it's not right for them anyhow. And their attitude is, and this is another meaning for the Justice card in my deck, is that everything will happen when it's meant to happen. And if this card is showing up, that's a good thing in itself, because it is on this person's mind that they want, and they know they're heading in the direction that you're pushing for. Say you're pushing to move in together. They know that that's what you want, and they know that eventually that's probably what's going to happen, but they're not going to do it until they're good and ready to do it. So that what I'm trying to spit out here, fours, and I hope I am spitting out for you, fours, is that you're in a month of new beginnings. And so you have to be clear about what you want, because the universe is at your, kind of nipping at your heels saying, but this isn't good enough, and this isn't good enough. And you're meant to be feeling that. You're trying to build things for the rest of your life. So, even if you're married, these words that I'm saying, tweak them to a situation that will come up for you in June, or has been hanging over your head for a while. Don't feel guilty about being you and wanting what you want. You're in a year where you're meant to be figuring out, what's going to happen in this particular situation. I want to know. Now, I'm going to move on to fours who are looking for a relationship. And of course, you're in this month of one of new beginnings, so it's a great time. You're going into the month of two, which is July, and that is the month of becoming a couple. So let's take a look at fours who are looking for love. This just looks, you know what? I have to tell you before I even choose another card for us. A card caught my eye while I was shuffling, which is the separation card. And that can be a marriage separation or a separation that you've just had in a relationship. But the card that I just pulled as kind of your action card is the Tower card, where you feel abandoned and you feel let down. So as much as I would love to say the separation is between someone that you'd like and their present boyfriend or girlfriend, it looks to me like you're really hurting and reeling because of some kind of separation. So let's continue pulling cards now. I just wanted to say that before I went on. Yeah. You know what, fours, this month of one is going to be an eye-opening month for you. When it comes to, we're asking right now about people who are looking for a relationship, but this could be really just across the board. There just seems to be static across the board for fours and relationships for this month of June. And it may just be the month that you realize something isn't right, something isn't going your way, someone hasn't been completely honest with you. You're wrapping up with the Moon card, which is where someone is misleading you. You've been really disappointed in someone or a situation. So you may have put your eggs in the wrong basket. Fours, particularly if you were looking for a relationship, you may have put your eggs in a wrong basket, or put your designs on someone who is completely not what you thought they were, or a situation that you thought you would meet someone from, which has totally blown your mind and not been what you were banking on. So fours, it's all okay, because this has got to happen so that you can be happier in the month of July when it comes to love. And you're meant to have your eyes opened, perhaps so that you don't miss an opportunity or miss a big mistake that could be coming down the pike that you wouldn't want. So I'm going to leave it at that, fours, when it comes to relationship. Now I'm going to ask, I'm going to get my next deck, and I'm going to answer any question that you have. Now you can ask again about love, you can ask again about business, you can ask about any old thing you want. But the important thing is to make the question as specific as possible, even if you have to pause this, to really, really think about, because the more specific your question is, the easier it will be for you to kind of tweak my answer and make it work for your question, and not panic. Like, oh my gosh, she said da 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 da, and that kind of fits this other question I had in mind, and that's a bad answer. Like that whole panic thing goes on. So we don't want that. We don't want that. We want you to feel empowered, not panicked. So think of your actual question. Let's take a look at what's the best that we can expect for our fours. Fours, I'm going to tell you, I have the Lovers card here, and I want to tell you, the Lovers card can mean, indeed, it can mean lovers. So if your question has to do with love, but if your question doesn't have to do with love, the card also means making a very important choice and looking at the big picture. Looking at the big picture of things. And it can be for love that you have to make a choice and choose between one person and another, or something that they want that you don't want. But you have to look at the big picture, and can you suck it up, what they want, or along those lines. Now, I feel like you put it out there. The suggestion from the cards is that you do put out there what it is you want. This is very similar to what we were just saying. You do put it out there what you want. Plant the seed. Go ahead and do that if you haven't done it already in this month of June, and you will be in limbo. You will be in limbo. But here's the important thing with the Hanged Man card, fours. The important thing is that the Hangman card means you've drawn the line in the sand. So you've let someone know how far you'll go and how much you expect back from them. And that's across the board. That can be with work, it can be with a coworker, it can be with a relative or a relationship in a spouse's family that's giving you a hard time. Make your choice of, am I going to listen to everything this person says and smile and nod like I'm a moron when I know what the undercurrent really is? Or am I going to make it clear that, no, I'm not going to do this, this, and this, or I'm not going to kowtow anymore or pretend. I'm going to actually put out there what I want and what I'm capable of, and I'll wait a little while and see what happens, because they know where I stand now. So I have to give time to see what happens. And then I have the being nice card. Now, I don't know how this affects you, fours, but it means you will always attract more sugar if you're kind than if you're nasty. So don't strong arm, even at the, say you give somebody a month, you give them a month to choose something. Even if at the end of that month, they say to you, well, we understand that you're on some kind of a timeline, but we're not. The suggestion is that you don't lose your cool, is that you remain nice. It's that old don't burn that bridge, because give yourself some time to think. In the month of July is the month of working with others, and even if you don't want to and there's a problem, the universe has a wind to your back, pushing you more easily through a debacle in the month of July, that you will be able to work with this other person or people to come to a closer conclusion to what you want. So be nice, fours. Just be nice, get that bumper sticker. Fours, thanks so much for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I would love to have you. Please hop on to Gemma's Window at gmail.com to find out anything more about me. And until next month, fours, have a great, great month of June. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.